So we talked recently about your left ankle and going through the treatments and how well that's going. But then you had the pleasure of coming back into my office recently with some newer issues. So can you kind of give us an idea about what the newer issues were and kind of what the process has been for you now with these new conditions?
Yeah, so unfortunately I was skiing early season. I had a little ski accident and wasn't quite sure what had happened, but I knew I had done something significant to my calf and was swollen, couldn't walk, and part of what, who knows how life worked, but uniquely I had just gone through this great experience with your office, Dr. Hecker, and so I knew immediately I needed to get back in there. So it was refreshing that I knew where to go, right, to kind of help understand what this injury was and what was the process. So I came in and really pretty quickly you could diagnose that I had a torn gastroc muscle. And again, it was just so, refreshing to know that I didn't have to go through some other long process, not knowing who to call. I could get right in there, uncover what the issue was. You knew right away what the modalities, I'm not sure if that's the right term, to address. And that first visit, I was able to do my first session, and within 24 hours, I could start to feel some relief.
How long, as you were going through this, how long did it take before you kind of felt like, hey, I'm there, or I feel like my calf is recovered?
Really within, I would say 2 weeks, I felt like I could do anything. Then I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't, right? So I was trying to be careful, but certainly within 2 weeks, I felt like I could move. My mobility was back. After a month, I felt like I could do whatever I wanted. So that was refreshing.
Would you have thought that with that type of injury, you could recover or see changes like that so quickly?
No, I mean, having gone through really decades with my ankle, I assumed it was going to be a very long process. Even going back to the ankle injury, I could start to feel a sense of relief and strengthening of my ligaments really within a few sessions. And so I kind of, probably cheated a little bit because I had that expectation when I came back to my gastroc muscle, which again was, so welcoming to know that there was an alternative that I could go to, not for some long chronic issue, but for a new issue, right? And so it was, I kind of expected it, honestly. So I'm a little guilty of being a previous customer. So I knew that once I started the therapies that I would see a positive response quickly.
So you've had plenty of time to get back and get back out there and get active. Any residuals left over from that injury?
No, I mean, once in a while I'll feel a little, something down there, and so I'll do those therapies you could describe them, Dr. Hecker, where you're providing the tension, and I'll do those, and immediately it's the pain or whatever I'm feeling goes away. So now I feel like I have the tools for when those things come up. To kind of just get back in, but ultimately I feel like I can do anything with my left ankle and now my left calf.
That's great. I appreciate you willing to share this story, but I think it's a great example of where many people have chronic issues, years long, and thankfully our technology can do a wonderful job for those chronic injuries, but many people get these acute injuries, and in the same vein, we can use these really good technologies to help with those acute injuries. So thank you for giving us that testimony.
My kind of last comment would be, everyone should take advantage of having a conversation with Dr. Hecker, because for me, the results have been extraordinary, and we all have friends, family who have some kind of chronic issue, and they just believe that's their state of being, and that's absolutely not the case. So when I come across a friend who has an issue, I'm like, here's Dr. Hecker's number, give him a call.